We have Terraista in the house. Welcome to the 10K Club. Can I get a hell yes? What up?
Hell yeah.
No, well done. So what do you think what was the biggest problem that initially drove you to make the decision to join COA?
Sold a brick and mortar, been doing coaching through corporate for a long time. Wanted to do my own and found another company that claimed to get you clients fast, as you know, and found that their methodology was just going on Messenger all day and talking to strangers. And I didn't see myself doing that. So you sent a video link via email that said, stop phishing for clients. And that caught, literally, no pun intended. So I was tired of phishing for clients. And I said, okay, this guy has something. Let me attend his live webinar. And then after the live webinar, you explain the reasons why this method works. Made sense to me in the new world of doing business because it's changed drastically. And I said, makes sense. That was really it. It just made perfect sense. So with that said, I signed up with you. You actually took my call at 6 o'clock in the morning here, Eastern Standard Time. Yes. And I had initially bought that, small package because I didn't want to, do the larger. And I said, wait a second, this is not for me. It could be for some people. And I think maybe the younger generation likes that because they're on Instagram all day and Facebook and messaging people. It's not for me. I wanted to treat it like a business, which it is a business and not a hobby. And, like I said to you, retire my husband.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So did you have any hesitations in that decision? Were you worried about the investment? Were you apprehensive at all, or because you've been burnt, like once before?
Yeah, we have,
which a lot of people have.
I was a little bit apprehensive at first. There was some kind of trust factor between you and I in our initial call that when you explain the process and with someone who understands processes, which is what I teach, I said, okay, this could work. And having it done for you, in essence, you just have to do the work and follow through. I didn't have, it's an investment. Either I pay for a brick and mortar lease, like I used to pay $20,000 a month just to have a space, or I, invest with you.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, it is an advantage that you've got that experience of understanding business, because again, a lot of people don't really understand that in the online space. People do want, they want your soul and £1 million return for a 10K investment, and
for free,
and yeah, actually, let's just put that for free. And everything else on top of that. And look, I understand where the market's at, but it does make it easier when people understand business, understand brick and mortar business. It makes that whole transition easier. What out of so much, it's still early days, getting up automation, getting the setup, but look, what has been the best so far for you personally, in terms of, sometimes people say just having a process to follow, having a system which is really step by step, or the closer process, the ad setup, the funnel, email templates. People, what I've noticed over the years is people find certain things more valuable. Sometimes they say the contracts, terms and conditions, all the things that we put in, it's actually got a 70K plus value to the actual entire program. But just curious, what have you found the most valuable so far?
Definitely connecting the pieces, because I had ClickFunnels, I had Klaviyo, I had Google, connecting them and actually
you had Google. I like that. I had Google.
You know what I mean?
I know.
The Google,
I
all the
own
Google.
Google.
Google. And the way the modules are designed to connect the pieces, because I don't have the means right now to hire an IT guy. I don't have the means to hire a content person. I don't have the means to hire all these people, whereas I'm doing it all through the modules, learning through each step of the way. And it just makes it easy for me. If you're that type of person that can dedicate the time, if you're not the type of person that can dedicate the time, forget it, it's not going to work for you. Nothing's going to work for you if you don't dedicate the time.
Yeah, agreed.
So anyway, I'm sorry.
No, carry on.
So it's funny, a lot of the team members, and I love the COA, Facebook, and the clinics. That's something that I want to set up in my future for my business and my clients. And having that camaraderie and, unity, and being able to ask questions and being able to get the answers. And yeah, I mean, Yulia and Laura and Kevin, they have been, and Dave and you, it's just that support system doesn't exist anywhere else. I have not, and I have searched. So I started with ClickFunnels in 2018, October of 2018. And, I took the 100-day challenge. I did all of those. So luckily I had at least that knowledge background, and that made it easy for me there. But, Calendly, Active Campaign, everything else that you have was different, but made sense. So I get a lot of your girls texting me private messages. Hey, can you help me with this? And I love to help. And then I redirect them to their coach because, I'll give them what I did. I say, okay, this is what I did, but run it by, Ava or Kevin or Dave and see what they say to you.
Yeah, I mean, support is a massive thing in the online space. An online program on its own, unfortunately, is never going to get a result. Like, of course people can go through it, but it's the difference that actually having live support is. And so, over the years we noticed, the ClickFunnels support, great, but people don't want to keep going out all over the place trying to find support. So if you bring it all in-house, and although it costs us a lot more, it's well worth it for our client retention, our client success rate, and it's something that we actually continually improve on. Like where our competition doesn't supply as much support, we look to how do we get more support? Continually, how do we refine it so it's better? Like I'm on the back of 9.0, which is, it's not just me, it's collectively, 12 of us working on a program to make it better. And, I'm no different to anyone else. I've got blind spots. And so therefore, I'm going to miss certain things that, like someone like Kevin, who's earlier in the game than myself, who will listen in a different way to a client versus Ava, who's female, will listen in a different way, and so therefore we collectively build this hybrid model that is, I'm so excited. But yeah, support is probably one of the biggest things. What do you think, what would you say to someone that was on the edge of joining, that was nervous about joining? What would you say to them?
Well, it's interesting because even a couple of members in your space right now that reach out to me privately, that here's the thing that people assume, because the modules are there and they went through them, they didn't retain it.
Yeah.
So guess what you need to do? You need to go back step by step. I had your modules on one side of the screen and mine on the other. And I was copy, paste, edit, copy, paste, edit to my, demographic or ideal customer. Then I would run it by your team, or, my thank you page took a little work, Kevin and I just kind of playing on words, and it's beautiful. I think Katrina or something, I said the same thing. I said, copy what Ed has done and put it into your own words. And I don't think that concept is digested by many people. And it's very easy. You do that very easy if they just listen. The only thing I would add is on each module, for instance, webinars, which is what I'm doing right now, because I'm doing the live webinar modules and I'm doing the webinar to book a call. I would love if there was a section underneath, say, if you need more information, go to resources number 7, as opposed to if you need more information, go to resources.
Yeah.
Or having to ask the group, you know, Dave or Kevin or yourself, which module helps me with this issue in resources. So that's actually, that would be helpful.
Yeah, we got that. Linking. Yeah, so
Yes,
yeah, I agree.
that would be
the resources for most people in any industry, the program, people think refining is actually putting more stuff in, it's actually taking stuff out. And so this time around 9.0, we've really looked at how can we get the resources, you know, cleaner. But yeah, really appreciate you, because it doesn't happen without amazing people like yourself that are, you know, from the beginning, super easy and super coachable. And that is a big difference, because people turn up in today's world wanting a result, and you know, there's so much conflict within themselves that in turn gets in the way of what they want to do. And so it's like, you know, we get paid to do something for our client, and the quicker they do it, the easier it is for them. And then if they argue with what we're doing, it's just, it slows down the whole process. And I think people think that they're coachable, and this is no judgment on where people are at, but it's the world today is less and less as a generalized whole coachable, because there's so much information conflict, and people get bombarded with such different viewpoints. So in many ways, our best client is someone that's already taken something and it hasn't worked, because they become more open because of that, and they go, shit, okay, I have put in, this didn't work, all right, I need to make it work, I still want to make it work. And we have noticed that. But look, appreciate you, welcome to the 10K club. Let's get you clear on your next section, so we can put a 0 in that, as in the 100K club.
Yeah,
so
that's my goal.
let's do it.